So today is finally here. We finally got our iPhone 15s, and I literally just got these from the UPS person. I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you were able to get the device that you really wanted, and if you didn't, I hope you get it soon. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing, and we're going to be checking out the new hardware features that come on the Pro models. Here we have iPhone 15 Pro Maxes. One is in the titanium blue, one is in the natural titanium, and we also have an iPhone 15 Pro in a black titanium as well. Now I did also get the Apple Watch Ultra 2, but that's going to be for its own separate video. And I also want to let everybody know that I will be doing my best and worst cases and screen protector video for both the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro. And if you're not subscribed yet, please make sure you do so you're notified when those videos come out. Let's get started. One interesting thing that I found out on the back of their boxes this year is they have some UV stickers. As you can see, it lights up iPhone, and there's a little QR code on the bottom there. That's pretty cool. And on the bottom, all we get is a little QR code. So let's take a look at the black titanium Pro first. So it's definitely not as dark as I thought it would be. It's supposed to be black, but it's more of like a dark gray. Here I have my iPhone 14 Pro Max, and as you can see, the color looks no more different than the supposed black color. That's a little disappointing. So it's not actually black, it's more of a gray. Those cameras do look a lot bigger this year. Like I said before, here I have the 14 Pro Max, and the cameras definitely look bigger on the 15 Pro. It does have that nice matte titanium finish, which is definitely welcomed. I like it much better than the glossy version of the 14. Here we have our separated volume buttons and that action button on the side. Very cool. Feels really nice in the hand. Not too bad. It also does look like it has more rounded edges, and it actually looks like the glass might be sitting up more than the edge of the phone, which probably isn't good for the long run, because if you happen to drop your phone, it's probably going to hit the glass instead. We can zoom in here. But the edges are definitely more rounded off, but it's definitely a nice phone. I'm a little disappointed in the color though. It says it's supposed to be black, but again, like you can see, that is definitely not black. And as far as fingerprints goes on the sides of the phone, you can pretty much see the smudges just as much as the glossy version. And on the bottom there, we got our brand new USB Type-C. Let's see what else we get inside the box here. So it does look like we get a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable that is nicely braided as well. And we get an Apple sticker with some paperwork. And also, if you'll notice, again, on the 15 Pro, there is no SIM card tray. So this is all eSIM again this year. Definitely picks up a lot of fingerprints on the side of that titanium. So now let's move on to the Pro Max version. Here is the natural titanium. Wow, now that is definitely a new color. It's a lot lighter than the other gray. Like I said, here I have my iPhone 14 Pro Max, and you can definitely tell the difference. And as far as weight goes, I think the 15 might be slightly lighter, but it's really not, I don't think it's that significant to where you can really tell the difference in weight between the two. But that is nice. I really do like this natural titanium finish. It's got the nice matte glass back. On the side, you can see the natural titanium look. Looks really good. Very, very sharp. There is the screen. Very nice. It's just as rounded off as the Pro version. Looks really nice. There's our USB Type-C. On the side, again, we have our separated volume buttons and the new action button. On the other side, again, we have our power button, and that is pretty much it. Now, as far as fingerprints goes on this one, it does seem to pick up some fingerprints, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. Not like the black version of the Pro. That is, I really, really like the natural finish of the titanium. Very nice. Still feels good in the hand though. Now, as far as that dynamic island goes, it kind of looks like it might have gotten bigger. Maybe it's just my eyes. Let's take a closer look here. I kind of thought that they looked a little different holding them up. But if we look at them, I think they might actually be the same. I don't know, what do you guys think? It kind of looks like the 15 Pro Max might be just slightly bigger. Well, like I said, it might just be my eyes, but that's what it looks like to me. But really like the 15 Pro Max. Again, you can tell a difference in weight. I think it's slight. It's not very drastic where you can like, oh, what a difference. It's really not a huge difference. But the titanium does slightly make the 15 a little lighter than the 14 Pro Max. There's the shiny and the matte. I really, really like the matte look versus the glossy. One thing I want to warn you about, if you do have two iPhones, never let the camera touch the screen of your other phone because it will scratch it. I made that mistake last year. But that is a really, really nice phone. And again, same thing, comes with the nice USB Type-C braided cable. I'm happy to see that they actually did that this year. And then finally, let's take a look at the blue titanium version. So there is the blue. It definitely changes color depending on which angle you're looking at. Like if you're looking at it right there, it kind of looks like a gray with a little bit of blue, but then if you turn it into the light, you can see that it turns a much deeper blue. That looks really nice. It's almost got kind of like a purplish look to it. That looks really, really nice. It seems like the colored phones pick up fingerprints the worst. Like you can see my fingerprints already on the side here. But I really like that matte titanium look. What do you guys think? What's your favorite? Would you rather have it glossy or do you like the new matte look? Let me know in the comments. There's the blue titanium and there's the natural. I like them both, really. I could go either way. The new titanium looks really nice, but I'm still a fan of the blue. So now let's turn it on and check out the cameras and that new action button. So here is the new action button setup. It looks like if you want to turn on silent mode now, you need to just press and hold the button, but you can also customize the action button as well. Now I'm really curious, can you only use the action button for one thing? Let's find out. So by default, it's already set to silent mode, but we can change it to our focus. We can have it turn on our camera. You can have it automatically set to selfie, video portrait, or portrait selfie, which is cool. I typically take a lot of video. You can have it turn on your flashlight, make a voice memo or a magnifier, shortcuts, open accessibility options, or have it no action at all. So let's do the camera. We'll continue. And we're all set. So let's test out that action button. Let's see what happens if I just press it in one time. So it looks like it shows you what the action button is set to. I have it set to the camera, but it doesn't actually do anything. So you're going to need to actually hold it down, and it opens up your video right away. So that's pretty cool. Now I wonder if there's a double tap option. Let me double tap it. And it still does not do anything. So now let's go into our settings and we'll see if there's any way that we can turn on something like a double tap. So go into your settings, here's an action button, and it looks like you can just change the action button. That's kind of unfortunate because you made a button to be used for different functionality. So why not make like a double tap, a single tap, or a press and hold to make it do different things instead of just simply one thing? Really don't get why they did that, but that's what it is. Hopefully they'll change that in some sort of an update. So let's try out this new iOS 17 contact feature. I'm going to put these head to head and we'll see if it does anything. There you go. That is so cool. All right, so let's say share. And it's done. There you go. So you can easily transfer your contact information now to anybody that's on iOS 17. So now let's take a look at the camera. It's supposed to have some new zoom features now. So if we tap on the 0.5 option, it does a wide angle lens. If we tap on the 1, it zooms into 1, and we can also tap again to do 28 millimeter, 35 millimeter, and then it goes back to the 1 times, which is 24 millimeter. So you got a couple different options there. Let's go on to 2. So that's 2 times. There's no other options there. Go on to 5. Tap it again. And it doesn't seem like there's any other options there either. So it looks like the only other options are underneath the 1 times. So let's go on to our video. Let's see what options we have here. We have HD 30, 60, 4K 30, 60, 24. And for video, we don't have the same dual options for the zoom like we did in photo. So let's go into our settings under our camera and see what options we have there. So for video, again, we have up to 4K at 60 frames per second. It doesn't look like we have any 8K options. We do have action mode and a lower light option. Let's take a look at the slow-mo. Still only 1080p at 240 frames per second. Cinematic, 4K at 30 frames. Formats, high efficiency, most compatible, photo mode. We have 12 and 24 megapixels. Options, we have Pro RAW and resolution control. We can go into our Pro defaults. We can go up to 48 megapixels on the HEIF Max and Pro RAW Max. And that's nice because the HEIF uses up less space than the Pro RAW does. Another new option we have in iOS 17 is a level, which is nice because whenever I'm using my phone to record, I never know if my phone's level. I just kind of have to eye it. Now we have an actual level on the screen. Now, one other thing that I found interesting is the fact that the iPhone 15 Pro has a only 3 times zoom, where the iPhone 15 Pro Max has a 5 times zoom. And if we look at the two cameras here side by side, you can see that it looks like the aperture of the 15 Pro Max is a lot wider than the smaller 15 Pro. You can see how it's got like a smaller opening for the eye there versus the 15 Pro Max. Like, look at the difference. Everything else as far as the specs goes is pretty much the same, except for the obvious size and battery. It uses the same chip, has the same RAM, but the cameras are slightly different. So if you want the better camera, you're going to have to go with the bigger Pro Max. All right, so like I said before, pretty much everything else is the same as the 15 Pro Max, except for that camera. So if we go into our camera here you can see at the bottom we have 0.5, 1 times, 2, and 3 instead of the 5 that we have on the Pro Max. Let's see if we have those other options that we had before, and we do. So if you tap on the 1 times, you get the 28 millimeter, the 35, and back to the 24. Nothing in 2 and nothing in 3. So again, if you want the better zoom, you're going to need to go with the Pro Max version. But this does feel pretty good in the hand, even though it is a much smaller phone. There's our flashlight. Pretty bright. Now something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, USB Type-C charging. So now I don't have to worry about hunting down for a special cable just to charge my iPhone. Another thing I've been really wanting to try is what happens if we plug a USB Type-C cable into the new iPhone 15 Pro Max, but we plug in the Lightning cable into one of our older phones, like our 14 Pro Max. Let's find out. So it looks like the 15 Pro Max is charging the 14 Pro Max. So if you need to charge up another one of your devices, you can use your iPhone 15 as a power bank. Then what happens if we plug in our AirPods Pro? It charges the AirPods. What if we use a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable and plug in an Android phone? The iPhone 15 Pro Max charges the Android phone as well. Now let's see at what speeds the iPhone 15 charges the Android phone. So it looks like it's only going to charge at the slowest speeds. There's no fast charging or super fast charging. So that's a little disappointing. What happens if we plug in a wireless charging pad into our iPhone 15? It seems like nothing happens. Let's try this again. So it does light up the charger, but will it actually charge a phone? No. So that doesn't seem to work. What about if you want to charge your Apple Watch? So you can charge your Apple Watch from your iPhone 15 Pro Max now. So that is pretty cool. We have so much more functionality now that the iPhones use USB Type-C. I, for one, am actually glad that they changed from Lightning to USB Type-C. But what about you guys? Do you like the change? Or would you rather have them stayed with the Lightning cable? Let me know in the comments below. So that is it for the unboxing and first look at the iPhone 15 Pro Max and iPhone 15 Pro. If you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Again, like I said, I will be doing my best and worst cases and screen protector video for all these phones as well, so definitely make sure you subscribe so you get notified for that. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.